Scary. Yellowstone Giant Geyser second eruption triggers nuclear-like eruption spewing terrifying mud. Let's look at a popular example, the supervolcano that sits beneath Yellowstone National Park. This volcano is huge, with a two-stage magma chamber system. One chamber is about 90 kilometers, 56 miles, long and 40 kilometers, 25 miles, wide, and the other, deeper chamber is about 4.5 times larger, though only a small fraction of the contents of either chamber are melted. Contrary to popular belief, if this volcano were to erupt, it would not destroy life on the planet. However, some models suggest that it could cause significant damage to about 3/4 of the US, killing about 90% of the population living within 1,000 kilometers, 621 miles, of the site. Of course, such a massive explosion would have a significant impact on the world's climate, as even smaller eruptions have caused changes in weather and temperature that have affected life in the past. So while it wouldn't kill us, it would certainly change our society, cause massive loss of life, and affect the environment. So why would you want to trigger something like this with a nuclear weapon? Well, outside of science fiction, probably few people would, but we enjoy a good thought experiment, and it seems to be one that many people have pondered over the years. In fact, in 2018, the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory made a dedicated post on the subject because it had been covered in so many tabloids. Ultimately, if you were to trigger a nuclear explosion in Yellowstone, it wouldn't do much. Earthquakes are far more powerful than any nuclear weapon ever tested, and even that didn't cause the volcano to explode. For example, the 2011 Tohoku earthquake that hit Japan measured 9 on the Richter scale, the strongest earthquake ever recorded in the country. It released the equivalent of an explosion of around 2,000 megatons, but the most powerful nuclear weapons tests only reached 50 megatons. While Yellowstone has never been hit by an earthquake of this magnitude, it has been hit by major quakes, including a magnitude 7.3 quake that struck Hebgen Lake in 1959. This quake was more powerful than any nuclear weapon, but it did not trigger an eruption. Detonating a nuclear weapon at Yellowstone would destroy its beautiful scenery and kill its wildlife, but it would not trigger an eruption. That would be like farting in the ocean and hoping to cause a tidal wave. Even if one of the most powerful bombs were detonated underground, it is unlikely to create enough energy to crack the rock overhanging the caldera. Historically, nuclear tests have been conducted underground, but while they can produce quite large shock waves, the resulting craters have been very small. For example, in 1962, Operation Plowshare tested a 104 kiloton explosion in the Nevada desert and created a crater only about 97.5 meters, 320 feet, deep. However, there are several ways that a volcano could erupt, at least in theory. First, you can break the rock lining the high-pressure magma chamber. This will allow the magma to escape as molten shards. You can also create explosive bubbles by adding more dissolved gases to the volcano. For example, if you inject enough water into the magma, you can cool it and trigger crystallization. The buildup of more gas or crystallization will make the magma supersaturated, adding buoyancy and generating more pressure. However, these are all geological and natural processes. Currently, humans have no way to produce such results artificially. So, unfortunately, evil geniuses who want to threaten the world will have to look elsewhere for inspiration.